haven't built new streets in the city of LA. I don't know how long, Doug Guthrie.
Well,
here we are. I'm Councilmember Joe Buscaino. I'm really excited about giving you all an update on the Jordan Downs redevelopment efforts here in Watts. Alongside me is Doug Guthrie, our Executive Director, General Manager of the Housing Authority in Los Angeles, in Vans from Bridge Housing. Overall, this project's gonna double the amount of housing spaces from 700 to 1,400 here at Jordan Downs in Watts. Doug, why is this important to us here in Los Angeles?
Well, it's extraordinarily important, not only because we need the housing, but the positive impact it's going to have on the broader Watts community in South Los Angeles. So the master plan calls for 1,400 mixed income units, 700 of those replacing at the same level of income of the public housing units here. It calls for 115,000 square foot new retail center,
yes,
which is scheduled to begin construction here later this spring.
We haven't seen that much retail come to Watts in, I would say, 50 years.
Well, we haven't
a long time.
We haven't seen the type of wonderful retail that we're going to have coming here very soon. So it's very, very exciting, and we're getting ready to close later this month on the next 135 units of housing on the other side of Century Boulevard. We're completing a new Century Boulevard extension that's over a half-mile long. That's going to reconnect the community with the broader community. And we're going to have significant new park space and a 50,000 square foot community center. There's a lot happening out here. It's very exciting.
So we're doubling the housing footprint here from 700 to 1,400 units, correct?
Yes.
Who awaits the keys in these homes that we're seeing being built today?
Well, we go to where the next phase of development will be, and we go to those households. Those are the ones that will have the first options to move into these new units here, and so that there's a smooth transition with little disruption for those families.
And when are we turning keys here?
We'll start that process in September, and it will go through December. So when you ask about the next phase, where these residents come from, so at the end of this block, we have 3 buildings. That's Bridge's second phase. So those residents have the first right to move.
I see.
That's the idea, and then once people are moved out of those buildings and those get demolished, and we're ready for the next phase of new construction.
How many people will be displaced based on this project before us?
None. And that was thanks to kind of the Housing Authority acquiring the 21-acre site that we're standing on right now, which is the site of 1A, 115 units, 1B, 135 units, and the retail component of 115,000 square feet. So because of that acquisition, this project is 100% non-displacement.
This is a unique project on the displacement piece.
Well, I've done a lot. This one had a unique opportunity in being able to take a 21-acre site that basically sits right in the middle of this existing site. So it is unique in that respect, where we're looking at other sites around the city for future redevelopment. We're devising plans that will allow us to build first, either just off-site or a portion of the site. We're doing everything we can to minimize displacement. With this site, we should have no displacement at all.
Under here? 11, all right, maybe, yeah. Can we walk up? This is the townhome component, right?
Yeah.
So we got ADA compliant on the bottom, and then from here up, you got 2-story townhome?
2-story townhouse.
Let's take a look. Framing is up. Looks like drywall is ready to be installed.
Yeah.
Balcony action. Sweet.
Part of the reason for all this is eyes on. Eyes on the community,
Yes.
eyes on the park, eyes on the street, eyes on the community.
Compared to, look, this is yesterday, and this is today.
Wait till you see the views from upstairs.
Let's go see the views upstairs. No more bar windows. No need for bar windows. This is a new day in Watts.
This is an everyday community here.
Right.
This is a neighborhood, right?
It was one of the most dangerous public housing sites in the country.
Right.
And it's a complete turnaround, what we've seen today, with establishing that faith and trust between the community and the police department. You have officers here with the Community Safety Partnership. Another highlight of this development is the local hire piece, correct? You got former incarcerated workers here on site. We're going to meet one of them. And it was important for this community to ensure that once these homes are being built, that we use individuals, workers from the Watts in the area. Councilman Joe Buscaino.
How you doing?
Well, we're proud of you. Bow Wow is an amazing success story. Formerly incarcerated here, and also residents of Watts, and used to once live here in Jordan Downs. And part of the local hire program was ensure folks like Bow Wow had an opportunity to gain employment because of this project. Bow Wow, how did you land here in this project?
After hearing about the redevelopment, I did my own research on it. I was kind of saddened by it because this is somewhere I grew up at. My whole childhood years since 1978 been right here. And once they started telling all the residents that they're going to be tearing their buildings down, and they're going to be need people from the community to help build and do the demolition on it. So I took the necessary step and I did some of the classes in the community center where some of it was shields and housing provided for us. So I went and got my OSHA. It was just a lot of steps, but it was worth it. Calling for an interview, and boom, I was working within 3 days. You know what I mean? I was like,
So do you like the job then?
I love it. I love it. It's a big opportunity for me. For what better person to be like somewhere where you grew up at. Like I said, I've been here since 1978. I left the hospital, came right here. That's where I learned how to play sports at. Anything I knew, I learned from right here. So I tear it down, do the demolition, and build it. I'm all for it.
So there's always been that perception here at Jordan Downs that folks are going to lose the history of Jordan Downs, and even you just mentioned that you were a little taken aback and saddened the fact that there's new development here. What's your sentiments today, now being a part of this legacy project in Watts?
A lot of people didn't see the blueprint, see the picture, how it actually was going to look. All we knew was just the rest is just our childhood memories, just playing in the front yards, and it was just our childhood. So we're saying like, man, they finna tear us down, and we got to go. Until I actually seen the blueprints and everything. Like, wait, hold up, this is a good thing. It's a good look. It's always good for a good look. Some people's kind of accustomed to the bad looks, and we get accustomed to it. Instead, rather than something good. This is good. It's a good look. Something that we needed. It's something that we need. We just got to get accustomed to something cleaner, better, greener.
Well, you bring hope and promise to our community. It is possible. Give me a hug, man.
I'm always out here motivating and inspiring people.
We need you.
Do the classes, do all the necessary steps to do it.
We're approaching the Century Boulevard extension, Doug. Tell us about the importance of extending Century Boulevard along the development all the way. It hits Alameda, right?
Yeah, right now Century ends at Grape Street, and this makes this community whole. So this really works as the spine for this entire redevelopment. It opens up this part of Watts with the broader community.
We haven't built new streets in the city of LA. I don't know how long, Doug Guthrie.
Well, I'm telling
Here
you,
we
it's
are.
time to piece all this together, and Councilman, this never would have happened without you going to bat, not once, not twice, but multiple times.
Yes.
Both in finding the resources to make this happen, pushing all the other agencies and departments to make this happen. So
That's what we do.
So this is really, this is because of you.
Hashtag relentless follow-up. That's our motto in CD15, as you know.
I feel that constantly, yes. But that's okay.
This is great.
As I've always told you, it's good to have that sort of optimistic pressure. That's how things get done.
Absolutely. This is exciting. So John King is here. John has been on the ground for many years, as his boss indicates. Been the eyes and ears in the community. He's been really been at the forefront and keeping the pulse of the community and actually including them on the entire process, the engagement, timelines. But most importantly, as Doug indicated, is he's built this faith and trust between the housing authority and the residents, because that fear is like, what's going to happen to me and my family once, as we heard from Bow Wow, once these units come up, what's going to be the future of my family? And John, tell us, what does this mean to the Watts community, and specifically the Jordan Down residents, a location that has been tarnished for decades, with the crime rate, the lack of trust between the police and the community. That's all been turned around. Tell us, what does this mean for us?
This is just a tremendous opportunity for Watts, this very transformative project, and to include the people, as you mentioned, every step of the way, with our advisory committee, with our community coaches, with all of the community meetings, to really have them be a part of planning for their future. And now, as you saw, we have people working here who have been, born and raised here. Now they're a part of creating their future. That's what it's all about, is them being able to participate and feel like they're a part of it. And I really care about people. And I went to high school not too far from here, and I have some classmates that actually are still residents here.
Oh, wow.
And so it matters, know, and so when things are not right, I'm one of the first to hear about it, and when things are going well, I hear about it as well. So it's just exciting, and I'm just beyond words excited about seeing what you've seen today. And this is really happening. So many ups and downs and so many setbacks, but we are really progressing, and I think things have really come together well with the support of the councilman, Mayor Garcetti, Doug's leadership. Things have just come together. Jenny Scanlon, who's come on board with the Housing Authority and really helped propel us with this project as well. And so, Watts deserves this, the people of Watts, the residents here, and so I'm just super excited, man. It's a good thing.
Is there still skepticism in the community?
I think it's diminishing a great deal, but there's still a few people that are wondering and saying, but as people really see, once you see it though, it's kind of say, okay. But some people won't be convinced until they get their key and they unlock the door and
turn the key, baby.
And that's it.
Yep.
Well, there've been decades of broken promises out here for a long time. It takes a long time to step-by-step rebuild that trust. And John has clearly been our lead on doing that. And we're committed to keeping our word. Everything we say, we're committed to doing, and we're asking people to hold us accountable for it.
Exactly. Exciting. So when we came on about 6 years ago, we knew that Jordan Downs would be a transformative project for the community of Watts, the residents of Watts, knowing that we would double the amount of housing, make sure we don't displace anybody, we bring in retail dining for the first time in decades. And what we're seeing here is all coming to fruition. The leadership with the mayor, myself, Doug Guthrie, our partners at Bridge, who's here, and Michaels, and all the city family made this possible. And talk about making a difference and leaving a legacy, and when we're leaders, we want to make sure we leave a mark, and this here before you is transformative. It's for future generations. Really excited about what's taking place here.
We're employing people from the community, and we will be for a number of years as this huge site gets built out. So it's not only transformative for Watts, the community is transformative for the people that live in Watts as well.
Bottom line is we're doubling the footprint here, adding 700 new homes, 1,400 total. We're adding jobs with the local hire component. We're not displacing anyone here in Watts, and this is added economic development benefit to this community. Thanks a lot for watching. Make sure you click and share the good news happening out of Watts, California. Thank you for joining us. All right, thanks so much.